Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Ignorant Bliss. This is your host for those who might listen to the first time, Julian Lytle. On this episode, I am recording with my friend, uh, fellow host or member of the Culture Trapping Podcast, Shawn Pryor, as he's about to start his Kickstarter for his new comic project, Ignition. So we talk about kind of what the comic is about, when it starts, when it's planning to come out, and we go into a lot of tangents about comic book business and ideas, and along with talk about some of the things that inspired the comic. It's a comic that is cars is a focus in car driving, so there's some good Fast and Furious talk. If you would like to, after listening to this, contribute to the Kickstarter, you can go to theignitioncomic.com. It will redirect you right to the Kickstarter. You can follow Shawn at Shawn Pryor on Twitter. And from there, you can get links to all his websites and stuff, ShawnPryor.com, plenty of other things. There'll be links in the show notes. If you like this show, please like, share, subscribe. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. You can get this on most of the known podcast outlets, ways to listen to podcasts. There's so many more now than there used to be. I don't know if I'm on actually every single one. Ignorant Bliss Podcast at gmail.com. IGBL Podcast on Twitter. For the show, Julian Lytle on all social media. And that's it. I hope you enjoy this episode. Peace.
I understand, my man. I understand. Yeah, man. All my computers was like, nah, fam. You're gonna have to restart. Oh, by the way, we got some upgrades for you. Oh, by the way, we upgrade Skype again. I'm like, listen, I just need one of y'all just to work.
Yeah.
For much today.
I turn off a lot of that auto update stuff.
Yeah, I should. And it's funny because like that stuff that normally would be the thing I normally do. And like lately I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna worry about it. But it's always when I need shit to work, then I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I need to turn that shit off, you know. But no, man, I'm okay this morning. I'm all right. I'm all right. My fiance loves Outlander, and she was like, I want you to start watching this with me. I was like, okay, no problem. You know, seeing this is gonna be my way of like getting her to watch Power. So if I watch Outlander, she gotta watch Power. Okay, so I was like, you know, so I'll make this work. Because like you know, y'all got me hype on Power now.
The Power universe.
Yes, man. Like I'm like that Culture Trapping episode where y'all was talking about the Power universe. Like I am legitimately excited about that.
Yeah, I like how we got to a place where it's just not geeky stuff making universes.
Yeah. Yes. You know what, man? For real, I need more soap opera universes.
You know, we ain't had one since how like Dallas spun off Knots Landing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that went away.
Yeah, man.
Riverdale is doing a good job at it because they got Riverdale, now they got Katie Keene, and you can kind of say Sabrina's kind of tangentially connected. So it's like, oh, okay, I see what y'all doing.
Yeah, man.
Comics ain't selling in the grocery store no more, so we gotta make these shows.
Yeah, man. I missed. You know what? Real talk. I missed that because like comic books in the grocery store, that was like to me that was like the ultimate surprise because you never knew what was gonna be on them shelves at the grocery store.
You might not even get your issue of X-Men. You just like, okay, it's whatever they got.
Yep. You know, because like that was the thing because if you didn't have a comic book shop, that was the only way because it was like it would either be my Kroger or a convenience store like United Dairy Farmers. And so, because like for the longest time, and where I grew up, there were no comic shops until like the late 80s. So it was a thing of, okay, either my mom, who worked in Cincinnati, would drive me up to Cincinnati. She's like, okay, baby, we're going to go up to this one comic book shop. And this will happen like once every 2 months. We're going to go up here and I'm going to give you some money and you go buy some books. And that was once every 2 months. And so like you would see all these books and then you just be overwhelmed. And it's like, okay, just let me cop what I can cop. And if we come back, I'll try to get the continuation of XYZ. Whereas if you was at a Kroger, you were at a Kroger grocery store all the time. So, you know, it wasn't nothing to like drop like 60 cents, 65 cents. Like, you know, my parents weren't going to complain about that. Or I had pocket change because I had change left over from school lunch.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, oh, I didn't know the thing had a comic book. Word? Bet. Cop. You know, and that was a lot of it. It was like, well, I don't see what I normally would want to read, but this looks cool. So let me go check this out. And so like it was like this really just random thing, and it was awesome, and I enjoyed that.
You know, I used to buy Wizard because to me it was a way that I could know what's going on, like a ton of comic books.
Yes.
At the same time, because I couldn't get all the comic books, I can get that Wizard though.
Yeah.
And that Wizard would have that little thing like what's going on each month. And it's like I always felt up to date. Like I could like pick up a comic later on and be like, hey, I know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Wizard told me last month. I'm straight.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when that joint first started, it was basically, here is a safe version of the comics internet.
Cultivation.
Yeah, you cultivate. Yeah, and so there we go. We're gonna cultivate the game before we turn it into help push the speculator market. Here you go. And in the beginning, it was dope. Got like a lot of fan art up in there, and like a lot of fan art was from folks that now got jobs in the game. And yeah, man, it was wild times, man. It was wild times. It really was. It really was. But no, I miss them grocery store days, though. I do. Shoot, I even bought Star Wars figures up in the grocery store.
Yeah. So my first Transformers came out as a People's Drug. I don't know if y'all had People's Drug, but
because
People's Drug became CVS because CVS bought them.
Okay. Yeah. See, now back in the day, like we didn't have, you may have saw like a Rite Aid once every couple of like miles or so, but normally like if you had a Kroger, connected to the Kroger was a Super RX or a Super X, and it was like Super, and and at the end of the R there was an X. So I always used to call it Super RX, but it was Super X.
Yeah.
And like that's where you got your medications and all this other stuff, because it's before like grocery stores like became that all-in-one jam. But like normally the Kroger, depending on what Kroger you was at, if the Kroger didn't have the toys, the Super RX had the toys. And like unless the Kroger was this really huge Kroger, there was a Kroger in Hamilton, Ohio, where my dad would come pick me up so we could go see his mom. On the way back, we rolled by the Kroger because my grandma on my mom's side of the family worked at that Kroger because she was a baker and baked cakes and all this other stuff, and she was a fantastic baker. May she rest in peace. And she became like for like Ohio, for like the tri-state area, Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky, they would call, like the corporate would call her and be like, hey, we need you to come down here for a couple of days and teach people how to properly make cakes. And like, and show them all these designs and how you design these flowers and all these other things for these cakes. Anyway, so I would go there and grandma would be there on my mom's side, Grandma Maddie, and she'd give me a free cookie. And then she'd give me $5. And she like, yo, go get you a toy. My dad be like, don't be giving that boy no money. He got enough as is. So we go into the toy section. There'd be Star Wars figures, G.I. Joes, GoBots, Transformers. And it was like, and maybe like every other month or so, there would be a new toy, and they'd have a couple, like maybe some Sectars or something like that. Yo, so you might see something like that, and like, and I just remember I was like, well, I had like some extra money in my pocket too. So I was like, I can either get 2 Joes, or I can get 3 Joes, or I can get 2 GoBots. I couldn't, but the Transformers was like, they was too high. So I was just like, how are we going to make this work? Or I could get 4 Star Wars figures because they own clearance right now. So like, I just like, man, I miss that sometimes though. I do.
Yeah, stores ain't hitting no more. Like, even when I go into a Walmart, because I got a close Walmart. I just go
Yeah.
in there sometimes because it's easy. It's easy to get anything on Walmart. That's why Walmart wins. It's like, oh man, I need like a hammer. Do I need to go to a hardware store? Like, nah, Walmart got a hammer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, oh man, I need some. Man, I don't know. I just go to Walmart and they be having shit.
Yeah.
And then I go to a little toy section. I was like, all your joints always be bootleg. Like, all your joints always be ravaged. Like, what the hell is going on? You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah. Well, a
Target
lot
be
of,
ravaged now.
yep.
Like, I'm like, yo, man, like that damn shell company that ruined Toys R Us. Nah, I can't go to no Toys R Us to see what's really popping.
Hmm. Yeah, man. And like the big problem is that like with the regular department stores, you got this issue of basically, folks either coming in early in the morning, grabbing everything, and then selling it on eBay and flipping it, or you have toy manufacturers purposely shorting on shipping. So it creates this really weird demand. So
Sounds like a
yeah,
comic book company.
yes. Yeah, man. So it's a mess, man. And like that shit's been going on for years. But see, the thing is, it used to be, okay, if I went to Target and I couldn't find XYZ, that's all right. I go to Toys R Us. There's enough Toys R Us's. I'll eventually find it, or I give them a call, be like, yo, if you see this, hold this for me. I'll be there. Bet. Click. Well, now that's gone. And not only that, like so now it's even worse. So like it's all jacked up. So then it's just like, well, I'll just go online and cop it. And then you're like, do I really want to pay like this extra $4 or $5 plus shipping on top of that for something I really wanted when I should be able to just go get it at the store?
The shipping be killing me, b.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Amazon got me because I don't want to pay for shipping no more.
Oh man, it seems like no matter what nowadays, man, no matter what, we just gonna get got.
And they got Amazon stores now, right?
Yeah, we don't have that around here though.
So yo,
Oh,
like I need to take something back. I was like, oh, let me go send this back. You know what I'm saying? Then I gotta like, figure out how I want to send it back. And it's like, oh, I can take it back to the store because DC of course got an Amazon store. I'm like, oh shit, you mean I can buy something online and take it back to the store like this is like 1988 J.C. Penney? Like damn, this is what's up. Like, they go around making things too easy, too easy.
yeah. Yeah, they do. They do, man. Like now, one of the Amazon warehouses is here. That's a pretty big employer for our town. But yeah, man, no, there's no Amazon store here yet. And I'm actually honestly, I'm kind of surprised. I really am.
I think they've been really interested in how they roll those out and what cities they put them in.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
know what they're using. They're probably using media income for population size and city size,
Yeah.
and you know what cities are trending of certain things and what the customer base is. They probably got mad analytical data.
Yo, yeah.
They
Oh
probably got
yeah.
mad analytical data of how much people spend, do this, do that, and third. Like it's not that far from a Whole Foods. And there's so many Whole Foods around here. We got the 2 hour shopping. Like they can get
Mm-hmm.
you anything. They can get you like all the foods you want within 2 hours. I'm like, yo, like this like it's crazy. It's crazy to see like the finesse happening for like those who have versus those who don't. How easy it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
Like
man.
they make it for you to spend bread, but you gotta have bread to spend the bread.
Yes.
It's crazy how the finesse is just. Hey, yeah, I'm caught up in the system, man. Like I don't want to go outside, man. I don't got no car. I ain't driving
Yeah.
around nowhere.
Yeah.
And I've been using
Well,
this shit since I was broke. Since I had Amazon Prime since it came out. Since 2005 and say that shit on my account. Like, Bond,
mm-hmm.
I want an award. These niggas need to give
Mm.
me an award. Like, yo, I give you all this money all these years, yo. Y'all can't give me a plaque.
Yeah. Like, thank you for your service.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you for being a good customer. Like, hold this Final Fantasy remake for free. Like, good look, son.
See.
You got me
No,
for another 5 years.
oh, they ain't gonna go that far. They ain't gonna go that far. I'm just for real, I'm just waiting for them to come. Well, don't they have their own gaming system essentially too?
Nah, you can play games through Fire TV, but it's like them bootleg Amazon. I mean,
Uh,
not bootleg Amazon, like bootleg Android games you play on Amazon on like Android phones or whatever.
okay.
It's nothing. It's nothing fire. Like they making too much money off of the real game systems.
Yeah,
And
that
like, I
is
think
true.
some of the stuff is, I think some of the actual technology on some of the other systems are, they're using Amazon Web Services for some of that shit. They real big on that cloud data and storage. So it's like I wouldn't be surprised if like whatever Sony's doing, they got a little Amazon in there somehow.
Yeah, yeah. The Amazon Web Services is everywhere, and it was and it was quietly built itself up over like the last like decade alone, and now it's everywhere.
Yeah, people.
Like
Yeah,
you got
people don't.
commercials for like all types of businesses talking about that shit.
Yeah, man. People don't understand how much that shit is in our government too.
Yep,
Into the government services, they don't understand how deep this shit go.
it
You
go
gotta
way
be
deep.
in there to like be like, oh, okay, oh y'all use it, oh okay, the Google shit, the Amazon shit, the Microsoft Azure. This is that part of the episode. People like, oh, what are they talking about? It's that real IT shit right here. This that real that real technology, the real cloud data.
Yeah, man, it's here. Like it's here. It ain't going nowhere.
It's learning
It's
too. This shit
it's
crazy.
yeah, man. Shit.
So, now that we chatted off a little bit, we started off with a tangent. Let's go back. So what's popping off with Ignition, right? That's the name of the comic,
Yes,
right? So tell
yes.
people what Ignition is and what's popping off with this Kickstarter.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like okay, so myself, along with Jenna Lynn Wright and Kelly Guillory, we are launching. We got this Kickstarter popping off as of February 21st. It's a Kickstarter for the first issue, the debut issue of Ignition, and it is a story about a race car driver by the name of Jamel Reed, and she's a major superstar in the racing circuit. There aren't a lot of women in racing in this league that she races in, let alone black women, and she's in like the biggest race of her career, and and she's just having the time of her life, and then something tragic happens. I don't want to give it away, but something tragic happens to where she loses everything, and by everything I mean everything, not just racing, not just endorsements. It's more than that. She loses something that's very close to her, and basically has to make like a new way of living, a new way of life in order to survive, and she ends up on a journey of a lifetime, which turns into the drive of a lifetime.
Hmm.
And it's action, it's drama. As the series goes along, there's going to be like a lot of twists and turns and stuff like that. That's like the really abridged version of what Ignition is. This is something that I've been wanting to do for like 3 years. Because Julian, you know me, man. I always got 50-11 irons in the fire. And when I was doing some work for Capstone, writing kids' prose books for them, I was like, okay, I've been wanting to do this Ignition project for a while. So let me put a team together. I was like, I'll plot it out. I'll plot out the book. And I was like, I want to work with Jenna Lynn Wright because I've known Jenna for years. Her and Carl Solomsky, I've known them forever. Through the convention circuit, and then like Jenna's a hell of a writer, and I was just like, well, I was like, I can write, she can write, let's team up, do this really bomb ass story. And I've always wanted to work with Kelly Guillory for like 5-6 years, and it's just like there was just nothing at the time. I was like, what can we work on together? What can we work on together? It's like this. I was like, this is the project, and she was excited, and Jenna was excited, and so it all came together once Kelly started sending in concept artwork and samples and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, this is going to be the perfect team. And so originally this Kickstarter was supposed to drop last year, and it didn't because like, man, last year was a lot. And that's just basically the easiest way for me to say it. Last year was a lot. And so I had to like just hold off. But now, we got a clear lane. And and I'm ready to launch this, trying to raise, if I remember correctly, like $5,500 to handle the production budget for like the first issue and get them rewards out there. But it's a different story, and once again, it's one of those things where like I just don't want to tell the same story over and over again. Like I love superheroes, but it's probably gonna be a long time before I ever do any superhero stuff. We got enough superheroes out here. and nobody really does like racing books or like things, shit like the Transporter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean. Like we don't really see much of that in comics. And it's like every time I go in and try to make something, I'm trying to do something that hasn't been done before that may eventually get bit later and by somebody that's got more power and more clout behind them. So whether it be a cash and carry, whether it be a lifted of gods and thieves, whether it be force, all that stuff. I always want to do something different and something that challenges not only me but the creative team as a whole. So I'm excited about Ignition, man, and not only that, but like being able to see a character like Jamel Reed and like try to make people understand. And like I know because we be on Twitter all the time, how poorly black women get treated on Twitter.
Yeah.
And so, and like that's just Twitter, but like as far as society goes, that's a whole other beast. And and like in the first issue, we kind of tackled that a little bit, because like that is something that's something very large to handle. That's something that like a comic book can't contain. But we kind of touch on that a little bit. But like, so when Jamel goes through her hard times, you see all this stuff going on in the news, there may be this one reporter that stands up for her, but everybody else is like, no, she trash. She got to go, and, it's good she lost everything. I mean? So like, but they don't understand the ramifications of saying shit like that. So, yeah, man, I'm excited about this, Julian.
That's what's up. Because could it be that our undying love for Fast and Furious help inspire some of the stuff in this comic? That comic I think really did a lot with like. I don't think we a lot of us give it credit for like being diverse or stuff, but what I think a lot of things unsaid is that like how Fast and Furious changed the dynamic of what a car focused movie was about. Because it's like for a while, if it was about cars, it was about a white dude.
Yes.
It was about a white dude. It was about a white dude versus like being a rebel in society or something, or some type of like, or even you can even take it to like motorcycles too, things like Easy Rider, some type of rebellion against society, and then falling off from those morals into like the stickiness of what reality is. And that's cool and all, that's great, and we love it. You even love things like the generally, even though we black, what I'm saying, we just didn't even know and or care. It's like them Duke boys was what's up. Like we understood them.
Yeah.
But you get to Fast and Furious, and it's like, what I'm saying, you see Vin Diesel. Everybody can claim Vin Diesel.
Yes.
White folks, Italians, every Latin person on the globe, black people, like, oh yeah, like, oh, that's our guy. And then you keep on going, and then you get to 2, and then you got Tyrese in there, and you got Ludacris, and it keeps on going. It just kind of changes, like, it changed that. It also changed the fact it's like, oh yeah, ladies be driving too. You know what I'm saying? They with it. Like,
yes.
Michelle Rodriguez is like, oh yeah, she nice with the wheel and the gear shifting. She nice with it. Like, not that many people's better than her. Like, a lot of people wasn't better than Devin and Yoki and 2, or like all these type of things where it's like, oh okay, did that help? Inspire you? Just like, it's like, let's try to put some of this in a comic.
Yes. No, and it did because like people don't understand how much Fast and Furious like changed how I viewed not only like you said racing films, or just like how it just changed cinema. You know what I mean? And like how that also changed comic books for me, because like, you saw the first one, when you saw the first one, you're like, I was like, oh, okay, this was cool. And, but like, it wasn't until like maybe 2 years after the movie was out and I bought a copy of it that I watched it again. And I was just like, damn, there's a lot of different people up in here. You know what I mean? Like all different types of like ethnicities, and like, and it was just like, man, it was just mad fucking cool. And then when you get to the second one, like the shift is even bigger, like you said, with like Luda and all them.
Yeah, it's Miami and shit. They went from to Miami.
Right. And like it was this different cultural shift. And I was just like, damn, this shit is really fucking cool. Why don't we have comics that reflect shit like this? And so that really like kind of woke something up in me, but I didn't know how to like really put that in comics or do that in comics until like maybe like honestly probably like 2014. I was like, okay, the seed really started to get planted then. And like a lot of it's from all these Fast and Furious movies. You know what I mean? And like so it's like Fast and Furious and The Transporter. Those two franchises like really, really like for me like influenced like my desire to make Ignition.
Yeah, man. Yo, they kind of messed the transporter up when they went to that prequel bullshit.
Yeah, man, I ain't fuck with that. That don't even exist for me. I know it's out there, but I no, I don't acknowledge it. I don't acknowledge it. I'm just like I know it's there, but I ain't got to watch it.
It's like, why is he doing it? Like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, Jason Statham is perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to see a prequel of how he got here. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It was weird because like they did a prequel and they also did a TV series.
Oh yeah, I didn't even watch the Transporter TV series.
You know, like, and because here's the thing, man. Like, not every film needs a TV series. Like Taken, which I've slowly been watching over like the last couple
That
of
joint
years.
is good.
The Taken TV show was mad good.
It
It was mad
survived.
good.
It should have
Should
survived.
have.
It was
Should
hard.
have. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I think it was too hard. It was too hard for people. It was too real. It was
Bro,
too. It was too. It was too
he's bodying people. He's killing.
real. The body counts per episode was high for network television, and I was just like, "How is this possible?"
Jennifer Beals was out here looking too good. She don't get enough shine for her being her age that she is, and her still looking the same.
Yes.
Since the L Word first came on Showtime in like what 2000 or 1999, she ain't aged one bit. Hell, she ain't aged since Devil in the Blue Dress, to be quite honest.
No doubt, man. Every time she came on screen, like Irene Cara's "What a Feeling" just popped in my head, man. Every single time.
Like how long she been in the eye, like out there, like since Flashdance. It's so long.
Yeah, yeah. She been out there for a minute, and so yeah, man. But like I just I didn't understand like the need for this TV series for the Transporter or that prequel. I'm like, the movies are what they are, and with the Transporter films, like just like with Fast and Furious. Every single Fast and Furious movie, the stakes get raised. The original Transporter films with Statham, every single movie, the stakes get raised. And they do more and more ridiculous stuff, which, you could consider it called superhero stuff. Hell, in the next Fast and Furious movie that's coming out, Vin Diesel takes his car, wraps a chain around it somehow, and Batman swings across a cliff.
Yeah, he hits the nos to catch onto a little what's talking about rope or chain or something to wrap around his fucking wheel axle so he can drive out far enough so he can whip himself around to I guess get onto the other side of where the rope bridge was destroyed. I'm like wow, like why, like y'all thought this up and it's like y'all really making this possible. Like of course he could do this, you know what I'm saying? Like he's Dominic Toretto. He know what he doing, like also there's a scene in that trailer where he catches a car.
Yes.
And I had to watch that show like 8 times. I was like, yo, we really out here catching cars now. We really that blessed with Fast and Furious that we taking it to this level with John Cena, who you can't see, you know what I'm saying? 16-time world champion, heavyweight world champion, was it 5-time United States champion, 4-time world tag team champion, 2-time Royal Rumble. I like to say this, like, you know what I'm saying? 1-time Money in the Bank with a, like, that's who Dominic Toretto's facing this time. Yeah. Now you got to deal with, you know what I'm saying, the 2000s wrestling Superman. You know, you beat The Rock, you know. The Rock, you folded The Rock into your family or whatever beef y'all have in real life, whatever, he's in it. Now you got to deal with John Cena.
What you know what's crazy? What's crazy about this whole thing with that supposed beef that Rock and Vin Diesel have? Yeah,
I think that shit was like,
what you say? You think it's a work?
I think it was a work. I watch too much wrestling, bro. I'm like, nah, this shit ain't real. They build a hype.
Well, what kills me is this. What kills me is this: is that like if you watch like what was it? The 8th Fast and Furious movie. you never see Vin Diesel and The Rock on screen together at the same time.
Nope.
Kind of like in Heat, when you technically never saw De Niro and Pacino on screen at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just like, maybe they're doing this to play up, like, because I was like, maybe they're doing this to play up the beef. I don't know. Or maybe the beef is real. So then, because, like, back in the day, supposedly Cena and Rock had beef, because Cena was talking out of the side of his mouth about how, like, maybe Rock isn't dedicated to wrestling like I am. And, like, he's out there doing movies. And Rock is like, why are you talking about me for? I'm just in the next phase of my life. I love wrestling, but I'm in the next phase of my life. You see this money I'm getting? You could get this money too if you didn't make terrible movies. And then, like, Cena finally got it. You know what I mean? Like, he finally understood. He's like, I can't wrestle my entire life, and I'm actually kind of funny and entertaining on camera, outside of wrestling. So maybe I should do these movies. So then, supposedly Rock and Cena squashed the beef once again, if that beef was real. And then, like, it was like a year or two ago, where, like, The Rock was on Twitter and he cut this, like, video, and he made an announcement that, like, his production company is producing, like, a spy movie, and is based off, I forget what novels, but he said he's producing a spy movie, and John Cena is going to be the star of it,
Yeah,
right?
I remember that. Yeah.
And he was like, if you fuck this up, I'm gonna beat your ass. But like, so I'm like, oh, okay, so they must be cool because they doing a movie together. They're doing a movie that, like, Rock is producing. And then you fast forward the next year, and it's like John Cena is now on Fast and Furious. And, like, I'm like, internally, I'm like, did Vin Diesel think that was gonna be a shot at The Rock because, like, Cena and Rock are cool? So you're right, it probably was on stage.
I still think, I got people who tell me all these things. It's like, The Rock did this and then Vin did this, and I'm like, I hate what y'all saying, and some of that might be true, but in the end, I think they sat down in the room, and he was like, "Yo, this is what we can do, and this is what I know from this, from my old job, and then we can really make this really popping." Yeah. So we gonna have an argument right on the set, and then see, we ain't gonna tell nobody what's real and fake. So that's why Tyrese can get all in his feelings. It's like there's ramifications of this, and it's like it is this whatever this a disagreement on things, and it is what it is, and then we still got Hobbs and Shaw, which is fired.
Mm-hmm.
And we still got more Fast and Furious movies. And then we gonna get a ladies Fast and Furious movie with all the women, which is like, Giselle is coming back, y'all. Don't get it twisted. You didn't see her body. She fell into darkness.
Yes.
Just because she made Wonder Woman don't mean she dead.
Mm-hmm.
She need more than one franchise. She got a baby now. She gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
And we gonna get this real tight woman joint. We gonna get some more Hobbs and Shaw, man. And I still think in the end, they'll be able to reboot the Fast and the Furious with Baby Bryant.
Yeah.
And then you'll have then we'll have Old Man Dom.
Like it never ends. It's never going to end. And, like, I love it because it is the multicultural franchise that should not exist and thrive, and it has. And I love it. And the fact that, like, no one has been able to copy the formula and win with it. Come on, man. Remember that Need for Speed movie dropped.
Oh my goodness. That made me tight. That made me tight. Cause what made me tight about it was that, like, Need for Speed Underground hit.
Yes.
At a time when, like, Too Fast, Too Furious was out. EA was really in their bag with using rap music in all their games. Because the Need for Speed Underground, people who don't understand, that was the first mainstream use of T.I. for the country. Like, you first turn on that game, the first thing you hear is 24s. And you like, what the fuck? Who is this dude? This shit bang. And that shit was the first game with drifting in it, which only motherfuckers who was really on the internet watching random videos of Japanese folks with the lancers and all that whipping around them cliffs. You be like, oh man, they crazy out there.
Mm-hmm.
You had to be reading the
Yes.
magazines. You had to be on like some random car culture shit. Be like, yo, look at this shit. Before YouTube, like, yo, look at this shit. And then he like, yo, I would never do that. I'll be scared we gonna fall off and die. I was like, I know, right? They gotta be nice. And then you get into your bag, you find out about Initial D. You be like, yo, they got a whole anime about this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get Tokyo Drift. It's like, yo, they made a movie that's just like Need for Speed Underground. Gotta go see this shit. Then you wait so much longer, and you finally get the freaking Need for Speed movie. Well, my man from Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, and it's just like, yo, this is garbage. You know, all you had to make was Most Wanted. You know, everybody just care about the main Need for Speed is, yo, you driving, and then the cop is coming after you, and you make two stories where they combine together. They start out apart, and then you make a joint where like the street racer dude and the cop in the super fast car gotta come together to stop a big bad guy. That's it. That is not what we got. I was tight.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was. Whew, yeah, because like, wasn't Kid Cudi in Need for Speed?
Yes, he was. Goddamn it.
Oh, I was so hurt. I was so hurt. I was so hurt.
They was able to bring back Death Race, but these motherfuckers was fucking up on goddamn Need for Speed. That shit is simple.
Yeah, yeah. I did like Death Race with Jason Statham though.
Yo, it was a good remake.
Yes, it was. It was a very good remake. It was very good. It was very good. Not only that, it quietly had the homie Ian McShane in it too.
Yup.
That's my dude. That's my dude. I'll let your audience know this right now. Because, you know, my life, I stay busy. So a lot of times I don't get to watch things or read things when the things come out. And sometimes because of my personality, I don't allow myself things, which is bad. And I'm trying to break myself of that. You know, I finally watched John Wick last year.
Oh, the first one?
Yes. Last year I finally watched it. And that movie is incredible. But what I love about the first movie is that Ian McShane is one of the coolest motherfuckers on the face of the planet.
That is true.
He is so fucking cool. And it's got the one brother from like all the movies I done seen. Now I can't remember the brother's name, but like he's like in charge of the concierge or whatever.
Yeah.
And that brother is mad cool.
Reddick. Yeah, his last name is Reddick. He's great. I remember like he was in the O3 Bonnie and Clyde video. And that was peak. That was peak when why only black people watched it, because only black people watched it. So you watched the O3 Bonnie and Clyde. You be like, oh, they got my man from The Wire in this. You like, oh,
yeah, but yo. So it was just but like John Wick was mad cool. So now I need to go watch the second one. I just need to just go ahead and just buy the whole trilogy.
Holler at me when you get to 3.
Okay.
Because 3 was the only, like most, like a lot of people, they do love John Wick, right? It took me some years to get into John Wick.
Okay.
Like, I'm a little elitist, so I'm like, yeah, this is like, what do they say? This is your king, like,
yeah,
like y'all have not seen the raid yet, like, this is what y'all. And but you get to 3 though. 3 is like, oh, okay, y'all made this for people like me. who been faking on you for the last 2 movies. It's like, you really stepped in. Like, oh, now you talking about language. Like, it's like when Goku and Piccolo take the clothes off and the weights and the hit and they break the ground. Like, oh yeah. See now you impressing me. You know what I'm saying? Now okay. You really doing some things. I was like, oh, okay. Because you know people like, yo, John Wick does this, blah blah blah, can't be just like John Wick can take. I was like, for real, like, not from what I seen, like. He ain't messing like my man in the raid. He ain't had to fight like a whole jail of dudes in the mud. Like, he had to fight. He had to fight the Batman and Hammer Girl in the train. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like when you watch Bak 2 and my man had to fight all the styles. Like, oh, he had to fight the evil bird who came out the tree and just knocked him out. You get it in the movie, like, it took like 3 years to get Bak 3. You like, yo. So I'm like, okay, so yeah, John Wick is nice. Yeah, I love Keanu. Yeah. I still, what I really want, as this became like kind of a Fast and Furious like fan cast.
Yeah.
What I want is in the last movie, Fast and Furious, the 10, right? I want them to face Keanu Reeves.
I do too.
I want the Keanu, like, I kind of want, like, I got super dreams because I kind of want them to like run into like uh the Duke boys like in the South or somehow, just like have a beer or something, just like, oh shit, there's a car, that's the Duke. I want them to my man from Baywatch to be randomly in Germany or something. They run into him and like and his Knight Rider there, and he just Alexa be sounding like Mr. Feeney and shit. Just do it for me. Just do it for the people.
Yes.
For the car people. And then I want like my friend Shireen, who I do a podcast with. She brings up that Clive Owen need to come in as the oldest Shaw child.
Yo,
because he was the original driver, and I was like,
yes,
yo, that's a good addition. That should happen. To really wrap up the meta text. But I like, yo, if it's Keanu Reeves is the big bad, John Wick had that badass car, right?
Yes.
And the first Fast and the Furious movie ain't nothing but Point Break, but better.
Right.
So it's just like, yo, they gotta fight the original dude. Like, they gotta fight the original. Like, that's the like, they've already fought Furiosa, and I like, I hope Furiosa just lasts to the end. Like, and that's what I like too. It's like, you brought Charlize Theron, and people are like, oh, Charlize, like, no, like, yo, they fighting a Mad Max person. Like, that's amazing. Like, it's still car movie shit. It's like, it's still car movies. Like, it's still car movies. It's like, damn, like, you keeping it this thorough. So yeah, like, I want Keanu and Fast and Furious for the people.
Yeah, man. You know, like, man, we gotta stop giving them.
This. I hope he is.
You know, we gotta stop giving this away for free.
You know what, yo? If he hears this and he does it, I just want to, yo, just give me a Facebook message, bro. Like, I'll be straight. I wouldn't even share that shit. I'd be like, yo, good looking out, bro. Like, for real, this is for the people. This is for Fast and Furious. That's it. Like, I'll be straight.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to see this shit in the movie, bro. Like,
I feel you. Like, I feel you. I would love to see that too. Like, never mind the fact that in this latest Fast and Furious movie, like I said, when we got Vin Diesel taking his car and Batmaning it across a cliff, like, John Cena takes his car off a cliff, and Charlize Theron's Superjet comes, has a magnetic pull, and is able to pull the car out from the sky into the plane.
Like some G.I. Joe.
Yes.
G.I. Joe. That's like some shit you would see in the second phase of G.I. Joe. You know, when they changed the cartoon up, when they went from Sunbow to Deke. You know what I'm saying? And all the planes you get, like, you got like the white Cobra plane that split into two. It was like one looked like the stealth bomber, one was like, I don't know, a plane that shouldn't even work. But it was like that type of shit. I was like, or also them space toys where the dudes had magnets on their feet. And, and the little spaceships could like lock together. It was like that. Starcom. It was some Starcom shit. Shawn, motherfuckers don't be seeing these little things. They be like,
nope.
I would be Justin Lin was like, yo, you put the Starcom shit in here? And I know if I said that shit, he'd probably just like, yeah. I'd be like, oh, these motherfuckers don't even know about Starcom, bro.
No, they don't. Starcom had one of the greatest animated openings. The opening credit sequence for Starcom, it was like, here's the entire budget.
Some of the, basically, that was full anime.
Yep.
We was always wanting that show to be like the intro.
Yes.
And you didn't know what the hell anime was.
Nope.
But you knew that shit was different. See, Thundercats still look kind of American. It's like you had to get older and know, like, oh, they got too many frames of animation. Like, they really going hard. But that Starcom shit was like, when you finally saw Robotech, you was like, oh, that's the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this shit is from Japan. Yes. Like, and that's the thing. The cartoon was whack. The intro was dope, and the toys were so dope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The toys were fire. The toys were absolute fire. Like, I remember I had 2 Starcom toys because, like, it was hard. They were hard to find. They were hard to find in Ohio, where I live.
It was hard everywhere, man. They made that joint was like a limited release drop before that shit happened because you just couldn't even find them joints. It's like, you can stick the dudes on the refrigerator. You know how ill that changes play up? Like, yo, they go walk on the refrigerator, dog.
Parents be like, get out of the kitchen. Quit playing in the kitchen.
Yo, Starcom and the Sky Raiders is like the most annoying shit for parents. It's like, you got stuff sticking all over the refrigerator, And you got ropes all over the house.
Yeah.
What
So
are you doing?
Starcom, Air Raiders, and Sky Commanders.
Sky Commanders is shit.
Sky Commanders had like the dope theme song, and they had the dude with the robo voice say Sky Commanders across it. Like, I would get so hyped. And like, 'cause Sky Commanders was like a Ruby Spears joint too. This was like toward the end of the Ruby Spears era. Like, people don't understand, man. Like, the 80s/90s toy game / cartoon tie-in game, that shit was so on point.
It was fertile. It was fertile for so much that I still don't understand. Like, when people was like, yo, we gotta find this, we gotta do this, I don't know how we gonna compete with Marvel. I'm like, bruh, there's so many rights out there that you would get people to try this. That you would get people to try this shit. If you just put the right people on it to make a good script,
Mm-hmm.
it don't even gotta be a great script. It's a good script and like a hungry ass director.
Yeah.
Yo, you can have your new franchise.
That's right.
Like I still don't know why Hasbro is slacking on freaking Mask. Yeah. That shit is Fast and the Furious. It's Fast and the Furious like 9, but in like 1986.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, it has a Jeep that shoots out a fucking speedboat.
Yes.
Do you know how lit that shit would be if you saw that shit happen in a movie?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
It has a motorcycle that turns into a helicopter.
Yes. Yo, it's got a Camaro that turns into a jet.
And it had the corresponding bad guy joint was like, what
It was a nice ass helicopter that turned into a plane or something.
Yeah, but it also had like a black car that turned into like a flying car too.
Yeah, that one was called Raven because I had that joint.
Yo, what? And you had the freaking truck that had the freaking missile joint to come out the top, and you had a Mack truck that become like, bro, like the Hasbro cinematic universe should be mad easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I don't know why they splitting this shit up. Like, I don't need a separate G.I. Joe movie from Transformers and Mask. You need to just put all this shit together.
Yeah.
Like a pizza lasagna or some shit. Like like what is going, like, bruh, like, yeah, you have the Transformers crash and then you keep them a secret, like the Bumblebee shit, and they just going around. But you know what I'm saying? Cobra's out here, bruh.
Yes.
Cobra's out here. Maybe they find some of them tapes and they be like, oh, look at this technology we can use. Then I would even bring in that Cobra La shit, because I don't care what nobody say. That Cobra La shit was dope.
Listen, as a child, I did not like it, but as an adult, over the last 20 years, Cobra La is dope.
They had the call, bruh. That was some gang shit.
Yes, it was.
I was like, yo. First of all, now people be like, yo, that's kind of suspect. You kind of make them like evil, like Middle Eastern terrorists. But A, they were snake people and they lived underground, and nobody know that shit. And G.I. Joe was always propaganda. But
massive propaganda, massive.
But first of all, Nemesis Enforcer.
That's one of the dopest action figure names of all time.
Bro, Nemesis Enforcer come and what was the chick name with the poison nails?
Yeah.
And then you got fucking Cobra Commander turning back into a snake.
Mm-hmm.
And he's stuck with Roadblock, and Roadblock losing his vision. And this motherfucker just talking about, I was once a man. I was like, nigga, watching that shit like on TV, like this shit is lit. Like, I even as a kid, I was like, I have no idea why this isn't in the theater.
Oh.
Like, the Transformers movie is fire.
Yeah.
But, yo, the G.I. Joe movie is just, because first of all, the intro is way more flames.
Oh, yeah, the intro.
Like, the intro could, like, you catch me on the wrong day, that shit might make me break down in tears because that's how lit that shit is.
Yo,
that shit makes you believe in America, Sean.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. That shit will wipe away all your political leanings as a person, and you be like, nah, man, America over everything.
Yeah. Like, literally, in all sincerity, that opening for the G.I. Joe animated movie, that is the original America. Fuck yeah.
Yo. First of all, it had a Cobra part to the theme song that we never heard before.
Correct.
It was like, well, hold up. Cobra got theme music?
Yes.
I was already fucking with them because Cobra Commander has one of the illest looks of all time.
Yes, he does.
And people don't talk about the design aspect of both versions of Cobra Commander. Like, I'm the leader of the terrorist organization with the hood over my head, with the Cobra symbol in my eyes and shit, in the suit, and then like the mirror face mask helmet. I'm actually going out to fight Cobra Commander. That, yo, the Marvel folks that came up with that shit, they deserve like all time great just achievement awards for like Larry Hama deserves some shit just for G.I. Joe.
Yeah, man. Like literally, Hasbro
He deserved a Medal of Freedom or some shit. I don't give a fuck. Like
Hasbro and Marvel should cut him like lifetime checks, man.
Well, you know Marvel ain't doing shit, but maybe Hasbro will.
Hasbro will.
They might already have. We don't even know. Hasbro don't have to talk. But like, real talk. If I was president, Sean, I'm giving him the Medal of Freedom. There's had to be 10 years worth of people who signed up for the military because of that goddamn show.
Yeah, man. Like, listen, like, people don't understand. Like, people do not understand how the 80s G.I. Joe, like, because people thought, like, a lot, like, I knew when I was a kid, I thought, oh, this is brand new. And I remember my dad was like, no, G.I. Joe has been around forever. It's just that now it's just different. And I was like, oh. And I remember watching it, like, I was like, man, this is really cool. You got all branches of the military together and they doing stuff. My dad served in the Air Force. And like, I was like, and like as a kid, I was like, man, I think I want to join the military. And my dad was like,
whoa.
My dad was like, my dad was like, first off, son, that's not real. Second off, I served so you don't have to. And 3, I don't ever want to hear you say that ever again. I said, yes, sir.
Like that shit was hella effective. Like, and in the end, Hasbro probably took some money from the military, whatever, to do whatever.
Yeah.
But their main goal was just to sell toys. Like, all this extra patriotic shit was a byproduct of, like, yo, for real talk, we just want kids to bug their parents so much that they'll go buy these $2.50 figures every time they in the store. Because going back earlier our conversation, it was always in pharmacies, though, is regular-ass G.I. Joes. Yep. No vehicles, no nothing. Just, it could be the same 5 Bammers all the time. You'd be like, damn, I already got Grunt, though.
I got Flash.
You know what I'm saying? I got Gung-Ho. They always got Gung-Ho.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You know what I'm saying? That was the first hard to get was Snake Eyes, and he like 2 different versions. You'd be like, well, shit, I can't get either Snake Eyes. Crazy visor Snake Eyes or like sunglasses Snake Eyes. Like, I can't get either one of them joints. And Duke, why was Duke so hard to get?
Yo, me and my mom, we had to go search to get Duke. And when I finally got Duke, like, it was funny. I remember I got it, and my mom was like, "You gonna take it out of the package?" And I was a kid. I was just like, "Mom," I was like, I can't believe we got it." And I literally just had it in my room for like 2 days. I was just looking at it, and I was like, I don't believe I got this. And she was like, boy, if you don't take that out the package and play with it. I was like, okay, yeah, that's okay.
I know. He's like, it was way hard to get Duke. And clearly they learned their lesson because it wasn't that hard to get Optimus Prime. Because it's like, yo, he's the main guy. What are you doing? Like, I can't get any of the main people. Like, I can't get Flit. I can't get Lady J. I can't get Scarlet. I can't get Snake Eyes. I can't get Duke. I can't get Cobra Commander. I can't get Destro. I can't get Baroness. I can't get Major Blood. I can't get none of the twins. I ain't never seen the twins in my real life to this day.
Damn. But you could always get Dusty, Outback. You can always get like, I don't want to call them janky Joes because I loved all the Joes.
But they ain't get no like, TV time. Like, you can't even get Shipwreck. No. Shipwreck was mad hard to find. Didn't he come with the bird? Like, he was hard as shit to find. I've never seen him in a package. Even when I went to San Diego all them times to see like they put the little wall up, like I was like, I still ain't seen Shipwreck. I didn't even know he was Puerto Rican until I was a grown ass man. I was like, oh, he Puerto Rican?
Yep.
Well, shit, look at that. Look at that inclusion. Look at that inclusion. He a Puerto Rican in the Navy, nigga. Like, let's go. Y'all had a Korean man out there in bare feet kicking niggas in the chest, though. Yeah. And a Native American man fighting a ninja.
Man.
Like, ninja.
Man. Just going back and looking at some of this stuff now, man, I'm like, there's no way this could be on TV.
Nah. Motherfuckers is soft now. Like, we supposed to be better, but it's like also we well soft now. Like come on, like, yo, things might be kind of terrible, but also like I also gained mad respect for Native Americans because they was like, yo, Native Americans are actually pretty cool. They regular looking two people, and they're not like they are in the cowboy movies, and they can fight ninjas. And 1980 from 83 to like 90, could nothing beat a ninja. But you be like, yo, a Native American,
Yep.
yo, they nice though.
Yeah,
Don't
Spirit,
sleep.
Spirit can take care of a Storm Shadow. Yeah.
Like,
Well, it just what killed me was that like his name was Spirit, his real name was Charlie Iron Knife, and his eagle was called Freedom.
bruh, bruh. Just put him in a movie is Charlie Iron Knife. Or get an actual more correct name from the actual indigenous Americans. Keep
Yes.
his name as Charles, but keep his bird as Freedom because that shit is hard. Just put him
Yes,
in the
it
movie
is.
for the people. Just like, oh, that's Spirit though. I would like people talking about like, oh man, Storm Shadow Snake. I was like, I don't want to see them fight. Them niggas ain't fighting the cartoon.
Nope.
I know they fighting the comic book, but I ain't read the comic book. I ain't see the comic book. Yo, I want the Native American dude to be like, yo, Japanese dude, you wild fucked up for being with them terrorists. You should know better.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my bird gonna whoop that ass. Like that's all I want. Yo, I want just 10 minutes of that.
Yeah.
Like, why is this movie so hard to make?
I don't know, man.
And with Mask coming on, like you bucket up in like 3 different movies. Like each year is a different one, and you got Mask coming off like the end of G.I. Joe, and you got Venom over here. Be like, but what's Venom?
How? Yeah, Venom. You can make Venom a spinoff of Cobra.
Like, do they connect to Cobra? Are they competing? Are they from another area? Do they go hey, what was the Australian mercenaries at Cobra?
Oh, the Dreadnoughts.
The Dreadnoughts. I have them like connected through like the Dreadnoughts or something. Like, what is this? Is this like some real like a competing terrorist organization? It's like, oh man. Then you have Mobile Superman coming in. Like, what? Mobile Superman coming in and say, yeah, we face these guys out in South America on the roads, stealing oil and resources. And like, oh shit. Like, does your Jeep turn into a boat? Like, yes, it does. Damn, how did you get this technology? Have like a random transformer stuck in like a lab somewhere. Like, what? It all connects back to the fucking Bumblebee movie. Like, this man, like, y'all niggas is lazy.
Yes,
I'm sitting here like, just make the movies and sell the toys, goddammit.
Right. I just see, Julian. This is why when we text every time, I'm like, why can't we get in the room?
Bruh.
Just
I get too hype. I'm like, this is all you guys need to do.
That's all you got to do. Like, it's easy. It writes itself. You got all this history. That's easily be able to be put together. It ain't hard. It's not.
It's not. It's mad easy.
It's massively easy. You know. But like, damn. Real quick, we're gonna get back to that. But there's one thing about Ignition that like I want people to know. Like this project, this comic book project, this represents my first project, like my first comic book project that is like not Action Lab affiliated. And what I mean by that is that, you know, I hope that like this book ends up in the direct market somewhere and then gets a trade, you know, blah, 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 like, and whatnot. And like, you know, I'll still be doing stuff with Action Lab. Another cash and carry book, you know, probably do a Kickstarter for that later this year. I got to find ways to get Lifted or Gods and Thieves to sell and Force to still sell. But like, as of February 1st, my time with Action Lab is over. I stepped away from the company for a second time, and it's no offense to anybody at the company. We've already talked about it. I just went through like a lot of changes in my life, and the last 2 years for me was tough. Not only from like a mental standpoint, but from a physical standpoint, and also from a family standpoint. Like, you know, me and my fiance have lost a lot of family members over the last 2 years, lots, and that shit hurt. And trying to work through the pain while also working a 9-to-5, while also working for Action Lab, while also working on my own creative endeavors, while also doing freelance for Capstone. And the freelance for Capstone has been amazing because I just came to the realization last week that the books that I've been working on for Capstone, I'm doing that without an agent. And I had somebody pull me to the side and was like, do you know how difficult it is to get work through Capstone without an agent? And I said, well, yeah, I do now, you know. And the only reason I got a gig years ago with Capstone is because I put my name in a database that Pretty Shabir did. And they saw my name because Capstone was like, we need more black people. We need more people of color writing these books. We need to be more inclusive. And I did a good enough job. They was like, hey, come on back and do this. Come on back and do this. You want to do this one too? You want to do this one too? And so now I'm an author now too. And, you know, and then also I need to have a life myself. You know, like I just can't be in the house all the time. I want to go outside. You know, I want to take my fiance out to go get some wine. You know what I mean? Like, I want to go on a vacation. Convention's not a vacation, y'all. I need to make that clear to all my creative friends. A convention is not a vacation.
Nope.
It's not. It's not. It's work. Now, after the convention is over with, if you want to stay in that town for a few days and parlay, okay, fine. But is that really a vacation? Because you had to start off working. And there are all these factors that come around. And I was just like, something got to go. I was like, something has to leave. Like, and I was like, I think we can leave Action Lab behind. And it's not like, you know, it's a bad thing. It's just that, like, with everything I handle between myself personally, I got to get myself personally back together because my life was falling apart. You know, I got to take care of my family because, like, there's family stuff going on over here. And then there's my life. And then there's my, you know, my relationship with my fiance. We just lost our dog, you know, to cancer. And so there are like all these things. And I was just like, I have to let something go because like these next 2 years professionally, these next 2 years, 2020, 2021 are crucial because like, I feel that I'm almost there. And these are going to, this year and next year, these are going to be the 2 years that literally legitimately make or break me. Either it's going to happen or it's not. And I can go back and look at like my slate of work since 2015, and I've put in massive work. And I, especially like in 2018 or 2019, I look at all the stuff that came out since 2018, and I'm like, how the fuck was I able to do all this while doing all of that? I'm like, that's not humanly possible. That's not really healthy. So I talk about balance a lot, and I got to get that balance back. So something had to go, and Action Lab had to go. And so now here I am with Ignition and, you know, working with Jenna, working with Kelly, you know, doing a story that, you know, that like I've never done before, that Jenna's never done before, that Kelly's never done before. We got this Kickstarter, trying to raise this money, trying to get awareness for it. And so I want this to work. I want this to work because this is the next phase. Like, I'm not just a comic book creator anymore. I'm an author too. And you pointed that out to me, Julian. You're the one that pointed that out to me. You was like, yo, change your bio. You've written these books for Capstone. You've done prose. You've done children's books. You're an author now, too. And that didn't click until you told me that shit. And so, like, these are all changes for the better, for me and for the betterment of myself and my family. Because, like I can't keep going like I'm 25 years old. I'm 44. And this is either going to happen or it's not going to happen. And if it's, and regardless of whether it does or doesn't, I need to know I can do this without this other stuff around me. You know, my family comes first before anything. And I'm always going to take care of them. But like, I can't juggle all this stuff and watch myself fall apart again just to get to where I need to be. There has to be a space to where I can heal. So I had to let Action Lab go. But please support the Ignition Kickstarter. Like, this project means a lot to me. You know, you can get to it by, if you type like THE theignitioncomic.com, that shoots you straight to the Kickstarter. That's what I'm working. I'm working on the the quick direct to do that. Or you can go to Kickstarter, type my name, SHAWNPRYOR, and you can get to it that way. I don't think $5,500 is a out of like an out of range goal. We should be able to hit that. But like I don't know what my future in comics is going to be. I really don't. Like, they talk about breaking in, and I'm like, I've been in. I've been in both sides of the game as a publisher, as a executive, as a creative. I've been on all sides of the spectrum and learned so much about the game on the inside and out. And I'm still invisible. I look at the numbers. I see the numbers. I'm still invisible. I'm still invisible to my own peers that look like me. They'll see me at a show and be like, yo, glad to see you here. But I don't know if that's real or not.
Mm-hmm.
And, and no disrespect. It's like and this is somebody, and Julian, you've known me for over a decade plus. I've always been the kind of person that's like just very open, very honest, very friendly. But if you come at me sideways, it's over. But like I've always been like just very, very open and just mad cool. Because I treat people how I want to be treated. But I've never really felt that I have gotten that kind of respect back. And I don't know whether I'm perceived as a threat, or if I'm too loud, or if I'm too quiet. Like, people will see, like I said, people see you at shows, be like, glad to see you here, still see you doing things, but you're never brought up in the conversation. You know what I mean? And I really don't know how I feel about that anymore. So it's like, what else can I do? What else can I do in comics to prove to people? It's just that, yo, I can do this, right? Y'all know I can write, right? Just because you see me, team up with somebody doesn't mean I can't write a book. I'm like, y'all do that shit all the time. Let's not get it twisted. Some people get on and get a book. They're like, oh, we'll just put this big name with you, but you're writing the book so we can try to sell it so we can get you on. So I really don't know how I feel about the comics game right now, because I really don't feel a part of it. Even with doing really cool shit like, writing a backup story in T. Franklin's Bingo Love Jackpot edition, one of the most challenging stories of my life. I've never written a story like that before. Or Mike Norton reaching out to me and was like, yo, I want you to write 2 backup stories for my new Battle Pug series at Image. I got 2 Image books under my belt now, and it still means nothing. I love those books. I love being a part of them. Got to write stuff I never thought I'd be able to write before. I had fun with that stuff. And it still doesn't mean anything to most people. It means a lot to me. It doesn't really mean much to editors out there that see me or don't see me. So I really don't know how to feel about comics anymore. But I do know that I do love making them. I love writing them. And I love collaborating with them. But like, I also see where the other side of the game, where my stuff I do with Capstone has been fantastic, and checks come in, and books come in, and comp copies come in. I get invited to libraries. I get invited to events. And then they also see the comic stuff I do, and they're like, oh, this is really cool. Let me get my library to order this. So that's been a better gateway to get my comics seen than the actual comics gateway itself.
Well,
So
that's what it seems like. That's what works, right? Like, even the black people they put on certain books. Like, they ain't putting people who write comics for a living. Like, Nasa knocked Ta-Nehisi Coates, and I know, like, he tweeted about loving the X-Men. But, like, yo, you were a best-selling author, MacArthur Genius Grant winner, and that's why, like, Marvel went to you, and then they asked for, like, other people, and then, like, you get Roxanne Gay, which they kind of fumbled and messed up.
they fumbled. They fucked that up big time.
And then, like, Eve Ewing. Like, these are very famous like high level intellectual black folks in it, but like, yeah, what about like the people you see at the convention selling books all the time? Like,
Yeah.
not to knock them that they can't do it, but like come on, yeah, it shouldn't be so hard. And like, I told you to put Arthur in your thing because you see people online, they put Arthur in their stuff, they ain't got nothing out.
Yeah, man.
So I'm like, if all these people out here ain't got nothing out, putting Arthur in their name, like, I gotta tell the people that I know, is like, well, you got books out of you. That clearly should be in your bio. People can buy your stuff. If somebody talking about all the stuff they gon' do, and able to get buzz for stuff they gon' do, or talking about doing, you ain't got no proof of concept, ain't got no execution, and they popping, then I need my people who actually does some things to talk about it. At least put it in there.
Yeah. And you was right. And you were absolutely right. And that's why I did that. Real talk. I mean, that's why I did it. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I am an author. I need to believe that because the proof is out there. The books are out there. You know, they're in the libraries now. You know, these capstone books I've done for like, you know, the Jake Maddox sports series and the Jake Maddox adventure line, they're in libraries now. You know, the kids' sports stories, children's books I've written, like those are in libraries now. And there are more of them on the way with my name in those books, you know? And I'm doing some other stuff for them that I can't talk about publicly right now. But it's like, yo, like the respect and love I get over there is amazing, you know? And, you know, and even with talking with literary agents now, because I'm trying to pitch something to a literary agent in order to get signed, in order to get a graphic novel published at a big book publisher that has a graphic novel division, you know, the literary agent's like, you've got all these books. Why aren't you signed already? And I've had so many agents say, you know, with the amount of material that you have, you should be able to find an agent in no time with no problem. Like, it's been 3 years. I've been grinding for like the last 3 years trying to get a literary agent. And like this year, I'm finally getting traction. But like, you know, you try not to, like, you know, in the conversations that I have like this over this like last week alone have been very positive, have been extremely positive, and I'm thankful for them. And so now I feel like I'm starting to get leeway. But like those previous 2 years where agents were like, well, you know, we like these ideas, but you know, maybe this isn't going to work for me. But you know, you should be able to find an agent in no time. And I'm like, it don't work like that for us.
No.
You know, I just need one person to say yes. I'm used to hearing no. I'm black. I hear no all the time. And a lot of times it's not even verbally said. You can see it in the person's eyes. You can see it in that person's facial reactions. You know, you can see it in their body, in their body chemistry. You know, you can see it. But, you know, that one yes changes everything. And that's why I just need people to understand, like, I don't say this as a woe is me type thing. I don't say it as a woe is me type thing. You know, I'm not looking for a pity party. I'm just trying to make people understand that, like, this shit's a long ass game for us. It's, you know, it's seldom if it's ever instant for us. You know, and I just want people to realize that if you get into this, you know, just be prepared for it. In the beginning, when I started this, like in 2007, from 2007 to 2012, I was not prepared. Because I was, you know, when you're black, you're on your own. Yeah, you got people that you can talk to, but you're not going to get answers. I had to get those answers myself. And now I'm in a better place. I'm in a better state. I'm finally starting to get those answers now. But I just always wonder for black folks, what would our creativity look like if those doors were open to us earlier? And for some, those doors do get open early, but not for a lot. It's like that whole Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, India Ari thing. We take one at a time. All three of you cannot exist at once. We'll take one. And I just wonder how much talent does this country miss because of the fact they ignore us so much during our youth, or they see what we do when we're younger, and they just and then a white person does it, gentrifies it, and sells it, and
That's happening this weekend. I don't know if you paid attention to this stuff going around the All-Star break
yeah.
with this like 14-year-old girl who made this joint on TikTok, this dance to this song by K Camp.
Mm-hmm.
So this K Camp song called Lottery. She made this dance up, and then like some white girls started doing that. Now these girls got agents and getting on TV shows. And
Yeah.
they getting spotlighted by like the NBA page and all that. It was like, but they didn't make the dance though.
No. Jalea made the dance.
Yeah, and like they don't even do it well.
No. God, I saw what those girls. Oh God, it was terrible.
Like y'all don't know what y'all doing. Like
Mm-mm.
y'all ain't got no rhythm.
None.
At least get the white girls with rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and say actually some of them white girls with rhythm be secretly like not American white girls. They be like actually like Latin or some shit. But they just on the more European looking side, the more Spaniard looking side. Then you find out like, oh, that's why you're so good at dancing. Oh, okay. It's in your gene pool. It's in your DNA. Cause them little regular white girls be looking stiff. And that just blew me this morning. I was like, for real, this is what's happening? NBA, you should do better.
Well, and that's the whole thing. It's like, yo, the NBA has always been big on, big on pulling in black folks. You know what I mean? Always been big on that. And I'm like, this is the one time that y'all don't do y'all's research.
You know, it's really surprising.
Like that really caught me off guard, because I did see them during the celebrity game. They were talking to them during the celebrity game. The two white girls that like stole the moves from Jalila and became famous for it. And I saw them talking to him at the All-Star celebrity game. And I'm just like, wait a minute. No, they didn't originate this. What's going on here? And I'm just like, same as it ever was. I see. And what I really find to be ridiculous is that like the two girls that really got on, that got agents and whatnot and pushing the stuff now, like they've quietly retweeted K Camp's tweet saying like, thanks to Jalila and them for getting my song up to blah blah blah. They tweet, but they haven't said, because of her we're able to do what we can do.
They didn't quote tweet.
No, not at all.
They retweet comments. They just retweeted.
Right. Okay. And they're like, oh, that'll work. And I'm like, no, it won't. But they're still going to continue to get opportunities regardless. And like, but like, and that goes back to that whole thing. It's like, what if our people were honestly given the space, the opportunity, the finances that a lot of them deserve for being, the originators of this stuff? How would it change things? So I don't. It frustrates me. It really does. And that's the whole thing. It's like, yo, I don't even when I'm on Culture Trapping with y'all. A lot of people just think, man, why is Shawn so angry? I'm like, y'all think I enjoy that?
That's the show where we get to be angry. That's the show where we get to wild. That's why Daryl wanted us on the show.
Yeah.
So we can take turns wilding out.
I'm like, yo, like, look, listen, like, y'all think I get a kick out of being upset and telling y'all how fucked up the world is? No. But if I don't tell you, who is?
Yeah, they don't know, man. They just want to buy their books every week.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if y'all came here to talk about some whack event, I'm not really here for it. You know what I mean? But, you want to talk about some Fast and Furious. You want to talk about, how jacked up the country is right now. You want to talk about some video games. You want to talk about some Power. Man, I really can't wait to really sit down and watch Power. You really don't understand. Y'all got me so fucking excited now. Like I struggled watching like Game of Thrones. I struggled, especially that last season. That last season made me so angry
because I wasted so many years, Shawn.
I understand, and see, that's the thing. I understand because that last season makes you feel that way. That last season makes you feel that all those previous seasons were for nothing.
All those hours.
Yes.
Researching, conversations.
Yes. It just makes you feel like you wasted your time. So I get that. But like, and like, it's not even like the whole hate watching thing. Because like, a lot of people that watched Empire, they just hate watched it. And I'm just like, why would you do that?
Who got the time to hate watch?
Right. There's so much shit out there right now. There's so much shit out there right now.
Always behind.
Right. Yes, there's so much stuff out there right now. And so I'm like, who got time to hate watch? And so, but like there are shows that like I do love to watch where I love them and hate them at the same time. And like when y'all talked about Power that way, I'm like, this is going to be something that I am going to be able to get into, and I cannot wait.
It's amazing, bro. Like, yeah, I really hated on Power for a while. Like, but it's low key. It's low key amazing. It's interesting to see two shows debut around the same time. One that explodes, and one that kind of slow burns into being like massive. Like
Yeah.
Empire hit, and it was like a hit, and it was in this weird place of there was a dearth of black shows on, and
Yeah.
Fox took this gamble on Lee Daniels and Jonathan, whatever his name from Buffy, because I still think of it as that character, even though he's like a like Oscar nominated screenwriter and producer for television and all type of stuff. Like, but they make this show that has the elements of crime and connected to rap music, but it never feels authentic, right?
Right.
Like, you're like we're not even in the music business, and we know this is not how the music business works. Like,
correct.
like it's not even like this is hard to find out. There's documentaries, there's movies. Puffy had reality shows with him in it. Damon Dash had reality shows with him in it. We didn't know every goddamn thing about Death Row Records. We know how rap labels work.
Right.
And black labels work to a degree. And nothing in this show feels right. And the way they were putting in certain things and his lack of caring for authenticity. It's a black show, but it lacks the authenticity. Like, you should have based it around something else. Because if you just wanted to make Black Dallas, that's fine. Or Black Dynasty, that's fine. But I think it just got too weird and crazy that people was like, yo, this is stupid. And then like everything with Jussie Smollett happened. And it just like it kind of killed the show.
Yeah, it did.
But,
it really did.
Like, there's stuff about Power that you know this is not how drugs work. And when I mean drugs work, I'm not talking to people in terms of usage of drugs. I'm talking about there's a, sadly to say, I think people within the black community has a certain basic level understanding of this is how this shit works.
Right.
If you grew up within the crack era, you know there's certain things, and you're like, okay, this is over the top, but these are superheroes. Again, between this and Fast and Furious, I still think work on like, and I don't even know if the people within Power know, it's still kind of working within like the Dungeons and Dragons role playing game type of like idea of character growth and skill acquiring, because the characters are already badass when you meet them, right?
Yes.
But, Sean, by the time you get to the end, I'm telling you, they doing some shit. This like, nah, man, they just some drug dealers in New York. How are they doing this? Like, and it's just like, oh yeah, this makes sense if they like rolling a, you know what I'm saying, a D20, and they got some stat boosts. They're able to do some feats. I'm like, oh man, he got this. Oh, Tommy got his Sheerling coat equip. His stats getting boosted.
Yes.
He going, oh shit. Oh, Ghost got the tracksuit on. He about to. Oh man, his stats is boosted up. He can do this.
Oh my goodness.
And that's how it works. It's just like, well, fuck it. And then you get to the end, and I don't have to spoil anything. And they just hit you with a trailer. There's 4 more shows. There's 4? It's 4. It's like when you read the comic and you finish like the series, and they just like, oh, there's 4 spinoffs? I gotta read all these books now? But you in now. Like, it's like, well, fuck. They gave all these character spinoff books. I gotta read this shit. like I'm in this.
Yes.
Like, I'm stuck.
Yes. This is the equivalent of like the 80s when Marvel was like, yo, we're just going to do all these little miniseries.
Man, yeah. Like, did Falcon got a miniseries? Well, I gotta read that shit. Hawkeye got one? Fuck.
Yeah,
you didn't even read it when it come out. You just go look in the past. It's like, what do you mean they had a miniseries? Like, what do you mean the Inner Secret Wars? The Thing has a series. He stayed on the Battle World.
Right.
What do you mean? What? That's how She-Hulk became part of the Fantastic. Well, golly, I'm reading, and I gotta read the Fantastic Four because She-Hulk's in it, and I like She-Hulk.
Yes, there you go. There you go. See, it all connects. It all fucking connects. It's just crazy. Not only that though, but going back to Power, because like, you know, y'all was talking on that Coach Trap episode, like the Power retrospective episode where, you know, y'all talk about, well, there's a lot of sex here. There's a lot of fucking. However, in watching the first episode of Outlander last night, yeah, there's a lot of fucking there too.
That's part of Stars' brain. If you want to see some good soft core, some stuff that pushes that edge between Skinamax and respectable entertainment, you got Stars.
You got Stars. Because I'm sitting there watching this and I'm like, oh, like, and internally, I'm saying this internally. I'm not saying that out loud. I'm like, okay. All right, this is what we do. Okay. Yo, thank you for letting me know.
I always feel uncomfortable when I'm around other people when I'm watching the sex scene. So I can be for sure that like the people doing the sex scene and the people filming the sex scene is hella awkward. I never stopped having that feeling I did like when I was a kid and I was seeing a movie with like my mom or something, and there's a sex scene. There's a point where she covered my eyes. There's a point where she just stopped. Like, nah, it's over. Like, but I was like, I never stop having that feeling all the time. I'm all about to be old as shit, and that's like, I shouldn't be seeing this around other people. This makes me feel icky.
Man,
this kid me with the ill edit. The ill like faded from one thing and faded to another. I'd be like, yeah, we don't need that sex scene. Yeah. There we go. I don't want to have these feelings.
Oh man. So, but then to see, here's the thing though. When those sex scenes showed up in the first episode of Outlander, I was like, oh, okay. So there's no need for my fiance to be uncomfortable during the sex scenes in Power. Nope. So I'm like, okay, it's a trade-off. It'll work. You know, so she will be prepared. She will be prepared for the sex scenes. Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah, you know, Cinemax decided to stop doing original programming, right?
I'm not surprised. Who's watching it?
Well, you know,
they ain't got no app, bro. They ain't got no app on the TV, bro.
Yeah, you gotta
stream it through the web browser.
Yeah, or they used to have an app on their for like iOS and Android.
They got rid of that shit.
Oh, for real? And plus, with all the shit HBO is doing, it's like, why? Because, you know, isn't like Cinemax is still part of that family, correct?
Yeah.
So it's like
you even figured out that the name of the streaming app is the combination of the two premium channels.
Okay.
HBO Max.
Yeah, there you go. You're right. So I understand why Cinemax is like, yeah, we're not going to make anything anymore. There's no need.
The app is coming.
Yeah.
The app is coming. And I feel the type of way because I was reading the facts. I'm like, yo, I pay y'all for HBO through my cable provider. What you mean I don't get this goddamn app? I'm feeling the way.
Yeah.
I'm an AT&T customer. You know how much money I fucking give y'all each month? Like, yo, I need y'all to do something. I might really write them letters like, I need y'all to do something. I give y'all too much money a month. Like, nah, fam. I do not. Yeah. I do not want to give you an extra $15. I don't watch Crunchyroll like that. I got cable. I could just watch everything the regular way. I seen all the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck about Friends. I've only seen 8 episodes. That shit was on for 10 years. It's not even a thing about, like, you know, the whole thing with like, living single now and all that. But I'm like, nah, I didn't watch it because this shit just looked boring. Like, I could watch Seinfeld. They were assholes.
Yeah.
It was more
that's why I think I enjoy Avenue 5 so much. Because, like, it's made by the folks who made Veep. And, like, in Veep, all the characters are insufferable. And for the most part. And in Avenue 5, everybody on that show is insufferable. So, like, you don't feel guilty if something bad happens to them. And, like, there's some silly stuff and there's some funny stuff in there. But, like, you know, yeah, I enjoy that. Like with Larry David, with Curb Your Enthusiasm. I enjoy that too.
You know, I've never watched an episode of Curb.
Really now?
It's not even that I hate it. Like
Yeah.
I just don't watch it. It's
Okay.
just on, and it's like it's either comes on at a time when I'm not watching HBO, or even like right now, I'm like, Sunday night, like I should watch. Like, do I turn to HBO? But I'm like, I could be catching up on the week.
Right. No, no. Trust
Like
me.
this
There's too
show,
much stuff.
like
There's too much stuff.
like man, like I could just. There's so much other stuff. There's like so much stuff to watch. Like I watched like yesterday. Like it's a holiday weekend. I was able to get through like 2 episodes of Love and Hip Hop, 2 episodes of All American, 2 episodes of Black Lightning, 3 weeks of NXT. Cause I had to watch wrestling at double speed.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, this is a lot. I think I watched something else too. I'm like, whoa. I haven't watched the new show Cherish the Day yet. I'm gonna try to knock that out today. They had a 2-night premiere. I was like, man, y'all gave me 2 episodes in the same week. That's hard. Oh yeah, I watched 2 episodes of Riverdale. Yo, Riverdale's crazy. Shawn, how come we grew up in a world in which Archie was always easygoing, everything worked out for him. He got 2 girls that love him. He may get a crush on a new girl. He got his best friend. Everything is up roses for Archie. Then you watch Riverdale. Nothing goes right for Archie. The nigga's broke. His dad is dead. Like, his mom can't always be home because she also got a life in Chicago from when, like, she left the dad and they had a divorce. Like, he get terrible grades because he was thrown into jail and he was on the run and he worked for a crime boss and he got in a fighting. Like, nothing goes right for Archie. He can't even graduate with his friends, Shawn. What the hell? What's happened? Is this modern Archie?
This is modern Archie.
Like, what the fuck? Everything, like, and like the only thing he gets constantly that we don't get in the past is that he picks the girl. He picks Veronica and he smashes. It also weird. It's like, yo, Archie has sex. Wow. And then he was even crazy. It's also like Jughead has sex. You're like, whoa. But he don't give a fuck about women in the comics. He don't care about nobody. He nothing. He don't care about dudes. He don't care about girls. He don't care about non-conforming. He just don't care. He like cheeseburgers.
That's right.
Not this show, man. He's a prince of a gang. He's in like a terrible, evil prep school, and they're gonna kill him. And he's fucking Betty, and she got crazy powers. Well, not even powers, but she like half serial killer because there's a serial killer gene. The show is bananas, and it's more bananas than the comics is because they do outlandish shit with Archie. Like Jughead's a werewolf and shit, and time travel stories where he gets to pick which one he marries, and he was a superhero. All that shit is weak compared to this Riverdale show now.
Yeah.
All this shit is weak.
Man, listen. Weak. It's just alternate universe Archie on full tilt.
It's the saddest. The show is great. It's the saddest Archie. His uncle is a fucking former vet who has PTSD, was a never do right, and then he also was a mercenary that kind of did some shady shit, and motherfucker came to kill him. A whole episode was about this motherfucker trying to kill him to clean up some shit from the dirty shit they did when they was in the desert. And then Archie had to fight a grown-ass man in school. And he almost died. I'm like, bruh, this is your senior year. This is the worst senior year ever. This is worse than anything in Saved by the Bell. Anything.
Yeah. Yeah, Saved by the Bell is mad soft compared to Riverdale, man.
Like, 90210, none of this shit compares, bruh. The only thing is worse is Buffy, and she had to literally die fighting demons.
Yeah.
But Archie's fucking close. Like, he's that close. Like, we don't got demons, but that's across the river in Sabrina land, so don't count it out yet. Archie might have to fight some demons one day. We don't know.
It's just too wild, fam.
He might not even have a high school diploma. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah.
He's running 2 businesses, and his principal won't go cut him no slack, so he can graduate with his friends.
Struggle game, Archie, man.
His dad died, bruh.
Yeah.
It's fucking like, that's what I'm saying. Like, all this TV on, all these stories, all this content. I don't know, bro. It's too much. It's too much. I understand why you sit things out. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to tell you what to watch, though.
No,
I'm
no, and I
here.
appreciate you for that though. I do, because like here's the thing, like, and the thing is, like, I do want to watch all this stuff. I do. I really, really do. And it's just for me, it's been like, and I think this is where some of that Air Force brat stuff comes in. It's like, Shawn, you need to do your work. And I'm like, all right, I'll do the work. And I'll do the work. I'll get these books made. I'll work on this. I'll work on that. But at the same time, it's just like, no, you deny yourself shit because you feel you don't deserve anything. And that needs to stop. And so, like, and then it's also at the same time, it is a little bit of an anxiety where it's like there's just so much shit, and I don't want to start. I can't start on something because that means I need to finish it. But there's these other things here, so then that anxiety builds up too, and like I'm just like, yo, man, just chill out, relax. It's just a TV show, man. Just hit play. It's gonna be okay. And it's just, but there's so much stuff now. Like there's so much. Like I just learned, like last year's perfect example. Last year, I just learned that there was a show overseas called Game Center CX, and it's about a dude named Reno in Japan, and like he supposedly works for this company, and his job every week is to go into this room and play an old school video game and try to beat it within a certain period of time.
That's right.
But the catch is he's terrible at video games. And like so like you see them try to play, and like, and the thing is, like, during all these games, like if you get the episodes like online, because there's like this community where it's just like they brought in all these episodes, and they like subtitled them for everybody. And but like then a couple years ago when I forget the website, was it Kotaku or something like that, they took a few episodes and dubbed them, and then they brought out a box set. And they also had the actual subtitles. You didn't have to listen to it in English because it's better that way with the subtitles. Bong Joon-ho told you, go read.
1 inch. 1 inch. That's
1 inch. You can do it. You can do it, fam. And but like sometimes, like, his assistant directors will come in and help him play a game to get through a certain level. He'll get he'll get helpers, or he'll get hints on how to, this is how you get through this, or this gets you this little bonus. And like the show is great. It's a lot of fun. It's great. And so I started watching that, and I'm like, there's all these episodes, and I want to try to get them all and watch them all. And like, I just felt overwhelmed by it. But like at the same time, a lot of times, like if I'm writing, there's this episode where like it's a two-parter where he's playing this game called Quest of Key or Ki or something like that. And Quest of Key. And it's a two-parter. And I'll play that in the background, and it plays in its natural language, and the subs will be on. But like, I just love hearing it as I'm writing. But like, I love that show. But the thing is, this show's been on forever, and like, I'm finally getting to watch it now, and that's my whole thing. Like, I'm always going to be behind. There's some things I'm like, no, you got to make time for this. When that Beast Morphers episode, that 1 or 2 parter come on, and Jason come back, you best believe my ass is going to be in front of that TV at 8:30 in the morning watching that shit like I was a child with some cereal.
Oh, see, I got my little, my TV will be popping, so, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to record that shit, and I'm going to watch that shit. I still got a whole season to watch that shit. Like, I do most of my watching, but I'm doing other things. And when people ask me, like, how do you do this? It's like, what are y'all doing when y'all washing dishes and washing clothes?
Mm-hmm.
I just put the TV on. I got commercial skip because I got a TiVo. And it just be going. I just put the little cue on. I just start playing.
Yeah.
And then you got the apps. I'm like, you know what? I don't know why y'all cheap. Just pay for the Hulu without commercials. Let the shit go.
Yeah.
You know how much you can get done when you like cleaning stuff or wiping stuff. When I'm writing reviews, I got the TV on. That's the thing. The difference. It helps that like I ain't got nobody around. And I just stopped going out, so it's easy when I'm doing something else. No reason for me not to have the TV on. Like, I don't like silence that much.
Yeah.
That's how the ghost gets you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But, shoot, I got to catch up on some Super Sentai myself. Like, I just skipped the whole season of the show. Show about to be over. They about to debut a whole new joint. I missed the whole joint.
Mm-hmm.
But that Kamen Rider Fire, though, I'll be watching that joint on the regular. They'll be like, 0-1, let's go. Like, let's get this in. But I ain't gonna lie, like, it's hard reviewing stuff too.
Yeah.
Reviewing movies, like, a lot of times I get behind on stuff because it's like, If I'm at the movies 3 days out of the week, that's like 3 primetime nights that my TV was just sitting down like, yo, man, I'm at 97%, bro. What you gonna do?
Right.
Something better get deleted. Something gonna get deleted.
Yeah.
And like, shit, I gotta watch the new shit because the old stuff I keep on there because there ain't no way to get it no more.
Right.
That's a life. But yeah, man. I want to thank you for coming on for talking about Ignition, even though we took mad tangents. But I think it helps. It helps inform the listeners to Ignition. You know, talking about car racing movies.
Yeah, man.
Get you in the mood. People should watch some of these movies so when they read Ignition, when they support Ignition, they understand the type of world you're trying to make. You know what I'm saying? Watch them Transporter movies. Go find them Clive Owen BMW commercials with the driver.
Yo, that shit was hard.
Watch, you know, I'm always gonna tell people watch Fast and Furious. Shit, watch both versions of The Italian Job. Them joints was litty.
Yes, they were. They were fantastic. Yes.
You know, Gone in 60 Seconds. The old one and the Nick Cage joint. I love that Nick Cage shit. Man, he was all one back in the 2000s. Boy, he was all one. He was popping them out. He was the guy.
Yo, but, you know, him and Jerry Bruckheimer, man. Him and Jerry Bruckheimer was like that meme of Carl Weathers' arm in Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger's arm in Predator.
Yep. That's what it is. The dap of power. It's like, well, this movie's going to be good. But Shawn, tell everybody where they can find you online.
Yeah, man.
And give them the link again for the Kickstarter or how to get to the Kickstarter when it starts. And the date for the Kickstarter.
All right. The launch date is February 21st, 2020. You can go to the Kickstarter by going to theignitioncomic.com or just type my name. If you got Kickstarter, just in this little search thing, type SHAWN PRYOR, and you should be able to find Ignition that way as well. You'll probably also be able to find it through my Twitter page at ShawnPryor.com. Once again, SHAWNRPRYOR on Twitter. Instagram is at The Shawn P Show. Also, I got a Patreon. You know, I blog, do some mini comics from time to time. Also do like a little bit of podcasting. I'm always behind. Also some other like little projects and like short story prose and stuff like that. And you can get that at patreon.com/Shawn Pryor if I remember correctly. Also, if you go to ShawnPryor.com, that shoots you to my Amazon page and shows you all the stuff that I've worked on and all the stuff that's coming out. You know, and I know how some of y'all feel about Amazon. That's fine, but you can see the books there and then go somewhere else and get them. I won't be mad. And then if you go to my Gumroad page, which is gumroad.com/Crown Taker Studios, there are 3 books there, 3 digital books that 2 of them you can't get anywhere else. One is a story comic called The Fire Within, a story about domestic violence, which is a story that's very close to my heart. You can download it for free or you can pay for it. If you pay for it, money goes towards charities. And then there's my Power Rangers, unofficial Power Rangers comic called Total Eclipse, featuring the art of George Cambidays, editorial assist by Julian Lytle, plus a pinup by Justin Stewart and lettering by Justin Birch. It is my love letter to Power Rangers. It's a special team-up episode. It takes place in television continuity. You've never seen anything like this before. Hasbro, you really need to give us a call because we could really, y'all like making money? We could really make some money. So yeah, you could get all those joints at gumroad.com/Crown Taker Studios. So yeah, that's about it. Julian, thank you again for having me on. I appreciate our conversations and talks, and I appreciate you, fam.
Thanks, man.